Good morning, everyone. How are you doing? I hope you're doing okay, right? So, officially, I am live on TikTok. This gave me such a headache. Never ever done when I first got the notification that I could do a live, I went on one day for like a few seconds. And so I thought I'd come up here today to talk about how to go about opening your own home care agency. So come on in. If you are passing by, it's not by accident, go ahead and stop by. I will answer questions. I will give you some tips. If you already just open a new home care agency, I've got some nuggets for you on how to succeed. You know, the whole week I have been leaving some little nuggets on how to get clients, how to move from, point A to point B. Sometimes I've had a few clients come up to me, someone referred them or they found me somehow, and they're like, well, I got my home care permit last year. I'm still holding on to it. I don't have any clients. What do I do? What's the next thing? I don't know what's that. What's the next step? And that's where I come in and I hold your hands. So let's talk about it. How do you start a home care agency? If you are in here, just go ahead and say hello. If you're passing by and you hear me talking, go ahead and say hello. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. If you have questions about home care agency, I guess because it's my first time bringing information live, I can say hello. My name is Blessing and I have been a nurse for over 25 years. And I've also owned a successful home care agency in the state of Georgia for the past 10 years, Kind Touch Healthcare Services. We are celebrating 10 wonderful years of kindness. So then it occurred to me over the years, I've been helping a few people start their own home care agency and I help them to succeed. Why? Why do I want to do that? I remember when I was starting up, every time I try to ask somebody else, how do you do it? Please give me a chance. Give me, nobody wanted to. But I realized if we can help each other as a community, that's a great thing. And besides, there is so much need for private home care agency. There is a need for it. And you really don't have to be a nurse in order to own one. You can be a CNA in the state of Georgia. You can be a nurse, someone with a private, with a healthcare background, or someone who has the spirit of entrepreneurship, because guess what? You can hire people to help you with a lot of things. So if you are thinking that this is the year, every year you're like, I'm going to do something with my life. Today is the day. This year, well, come on now. This is the time. Every single person, should be able to have at least an LLC. Let's start there. What do you need to open a home care agency? You don't need much. This is one business that really doesn't cost that much to open. I guarantee you. Again, I've owned one for 10 years. You can look me up. It's called Kind Touch Healthcare Services. And my consulting agency is called Vision Growers. And that's where I help others. If you have gotten the permit, you paid someone, they put the permit together for you. And then you're like, then what? What do I do now? Well, we can talk about it. That's why you're following me. So tap, 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 and then follow me. I have nuggets every week for you. I hold your hands. That is my job. The way I look at it is, to whom much is given, much is expected. Let's start with an LLC. How do you get one? First, Google your state. If you are in Georgia, go to the state of Georgia, and you can just be able to get your LLC formed. It's very simple. There is direction on the Secretary of State website how you can do that. You don't need, I just found out, a friend told me she paid someone $250 to help her get an LLC. I was like, what? You could have done that by yourself, right? And yes, if you, any kind of incorporation, you can do an incorporation, you can do an LLC. Now listen, I'm not a lawyer. I have nursing background, not a lawyer, and I'm not an accountant, but I can tell you an LLC is actually the best way to incorporate, to set up a legal setup for your business to start a home care agency. Now, after you have done that, it's about $100. It doesn't cost that much. It might just cost you $100 to get that set up. I think that's what it is in Georgia. I'm not sure about other states. So once you've set that up, next thing, I hope you're taking notes. Next thing, you want to go to your county of residence. So let's say you're in Georgia and you live in Gwinnett County. After you have registered with the Secretary of State for about $100, it takes a few days, and then you will be able to get your registration. And then you go to your county and you ask for a business license. They'll ask you to answer some questions as you fill the forms. Hello, I see you all. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. If you have a question, I'll answer. I'll just keep talking. Remember, this is my first time doing a live. So, hey, encouragement is good as I give out this information, okay? Thank you so much. So once you go to your your county, you get a business license. And it's just so that you can have your office at home. Because, when you're starting off a business, you don't really have the money. And so you want to make sure you're strategic about every penny that you spend. You don't need an office outside of your home to start by. This is my home office. Even though I own a building, my business is big enough. It's been 10 years. We have a building where my staff work in, but I started at home. And I still have a home office because some days I just don't want to go into the office. And that's the beauty of owning a home care agency, right? So you register your business, use your home address, register it, get a business license with your county. The other thing that might happen is when you go to the county to get a business license, they might be like, no, go get your permit from the Department of Community Health in the state of Georgia. Other states, they might say, go get a permit from whichever entity is providing the permit in your state. Then you say, okay, give me a letter that says that you want me to get the permit first before you give me a license. You need that letter from them to show that they denied you the business license until you get the permit. Why, you ask? Because when you go to file the permit for the actual, home care agency permit, they will then ask you to upload or submit your county business license, and you will submit that letter in its place. So that when you do get the permit, you can then go back to your county and say, here is the permit. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the encouragement. Thank you. I appreciate it. I was almost having a nervous breakdown about coming on live, but I knew I had some information I wanted to share. So thank you for encouraging. Thank you for joining. My darling, blessed child, I see you. How are you? Oh, thank you so much, my darling. God bless you. God bless you. All right. So when you have gotten your registration with the state and you also have your license from your county, then it is time to file, right? You can either go this path on your own, but that's the difficult part. It's difficult because there's a lot of paperwork to be done. That's why we exist. That's why there's Vision Growers. You can send me a message, DM me, and I will tell you the other process. So when the next step is you're going to need to, get some forms filled. Of course, we're going to need some information from you. You will need to have a background check. You will need to have a nurse in order to open your home care agency. So let's say you are a CNA. and you want to open it, you will serve as your administrator, but you do need a registered nurse. Why? Because you will need a nurse to oversee the care that you are going to be providing. You will need a nurse to do the supervisory visits for you. You will need a nurse to do the assessment of your patients or your clients for you. And if you have any question, just ask me, okay? At any time, stop me, all right? Thank you so much for sharing to encourage others to join. Thank you so much. I appreciate you so very much. Thank you. So once you have gotten all these things in place, and then we can then guide you to put that the paperwork together. Yeah, there is a fee for it because it's a lot, and then it takes about 90 days once we get everything together and we submit it to the Department of Community Health in the state of Georgia. We also help people in Maryland, we help people in Florida, we help people in Texas, wherever you are. We'll put that together, submit it within 90 days. We should get a response back. If we were missing something, they'll let us know, and then we'll just fix that. But you do have to be a citizen of the United States or a permanent resident in order to be an owner of a private home care agency. All right. We will need to see, the state wants to see the proof that you have those things in order for you to own a home care agency. Now, what if you already have a permit and you're just like, what am I supposed to do now? How do, so many people are coming to you, come pay me and I'll give you clients. I tell my clients, do not pay for clients. Because sometimes when you do that, they may not stay. Let's say you paid someone. I've heard of a company that charges people like $500 or so every month in order to give you maybe 1 or 2 clients. What if you paid to get the client and then 2 weeks later, they're like, we don't like you, we're going to another agency. And it happens. Then what? What happens? You've lost your $500, $300, whatever you paid. The best way, if you are just coming into this business, you don't have any clients. First of all, don't be discouraged. Congratulations for making the move to become an entrepreneur, to be a business owner. Why? Because small business owners like us, we move the economy. We hire within our community and we pay taxes, right? So we move the economy. So congratulations. Being an entrepreneur is not a day's work. It's not a child's play. Otherwise, everybody would do it. It takes consistency. It takes a heart of service. Last week I posted a video. And in that video, I said, I asked a question. I said, why do you want to be an entrepreneur? Why do you want to own a private home care agency? In some states, they call it home health, but home health is quite different from home care. You should look that up. We'll talk about that another time. So when someone says, oh, I own a home health agency versus I own a home care agency, 2 big difference, right? And so if I'm telling you that it doesn't cost you so much to own a private home care agency, and then someone comes in and they say, oh no, it costs a lot of money to own a home health agency, tell them they're talking about something else. Big difference. And we will address that, at another life, because I got to do another life. I got to do more and more and more of these if I'm going to help more and more people, right? Share it, please. Share, and also encourage other people to come and get this information. Right now the economy is, I'm not going to say the word, but it's not that good for everybody. But what I said about why, your why should not just be, I hate my boss, I hate my job, so I want to be my own boss. With that kind of heart, you're going to have a difficult time, because there will be days when it is so difficult, you want to quit. So what are you going to do? You don't want to quit on yourself. So you should have more more reason, a better reason than the fact that you just want to be a boss. Better reason than the fact that you hate your boss, your current boss, or you hate your job. Because being an entrepreneur is a love that goes beyond clocking in and clocking out. When clients come to me and they sit, for a consultation and they talk about, I want to open my own home care agency. I always ask them, I don't know why this dress is doing that. I always ask them, why do you want to own a home care agency? And then I tell them, when you clock in, you don't really clock out. It's not a 9 to 5 job. You can't say, okay, my doors are open at 9 a.m. I'm closed at 5 p.m. and I'm not an entrepreneur the rest of the hours. No. Besides, with a home care agency, you are required to have 24/7 access for your clients. They'll call. I remember in the early days, because for me, I do, let me start off like this. A home care agency encompasses different things. You can do a clinical or you can do non-clinical. What's a clinical? The clinical home care agency part means that there is more nursing activities going on. You are checking on clients that need medication assessment. You are doing wound care. You are doing, skill visits. Some private home care agency does that, and I do that. And my specialty is pediatrics. So a lot of the babies that we see are heavily, clinical, heavy clinical. They're just being discharged from the hospital. They may need infusion therapy. They need a nurse to be in the home doing hours from 8 hours a day to 12, 16 hours. We do all that. And we have children on ventilators, children that come home with tracheostomy, that's breathing through an artificial airways. So we have really sick children and we take care of those. Okay. So that's different. A lot of people don't have the expertise to do that. So for me, I hire a lot of nurses. We have registered nurses. We have licensed practical nurses who provide these services. I like to tell people we bring the hospital home because home is where the children kind of recover much better. Everybody tend to recover more at home than in the hospital, frankly. So there is the other part of it too, where you don't do the clinical portion. You send your caregivers or your CNAs into the home to provide activity services that assist with activities of daily living, right? Such as helping an elderly person have a bath, or a young person, certain age, teenagers, all the way up. Some just want to take care of the elderly population. That's fine. You help them with IADLs, which is like the other activities of living. Those are like shopping, picking up their medication, doing their laundry, helping them with their bath, making their meals, cleaning their house, light housekeeping. Those things, keeping them company like companions. I'm taking them out to the restaurant, to the gym. So there is so much that you can do with that permit, right? And you don't have to do the clinical part of it. And then you hire a nurse who goes out and does your assessments to see if that client is suitable for you to hire. For you to bring on to admit, right? So there is so much that you can do with that permit. But if you are coming in as a new home care agency, a new entrepreneur, and your mindset is, I'm just going to make money, it's going to be hard. I'm being very honest. The first few years are difficult. I'm not embarrassed to say I lost money. The first year, it was very hard. We made like negative 40,000. Now, ask yourself, how does that happen? Because we were advertising. We were going out to the community. And that's where it is. So that first year, we spent money. Year 2, we broke even. We made $250,000 the second year. That's why I say I've got the experience to give you the help that you need. And I hold my clients' hands. The people that I held their hands through, and I'm still holding, and some of them, I hold their hands until they no longer need me. And I'm so happy when that happens. Combined, they've made millions, right? We're now in the millions. We can say that, okay, after 10 years, we can say that we were able to buy our own land, build our own building, and we are extending into a pediatric extended care facility. Why do I tell you that? Not to brag, but to tell you that there is money in the business. But you have to bring the right heart. You have to be ready to work. Consistency. Consistency. You cannot go out one day and talk to someone and then feel discouraged because they didn't sign on as your client, or you spoke to a contact and you didn't get clients from that. You cannot give up. You have to look at your environment and then come up with strategy. When I leave a message, when I leave those little nuggets every week, I tell people, go out in the community. Sponsor events in the community. If your children are in middle school or high school, elementary school, and the school has something coming up, go sponsor it. Sponsor a football game. Sponsor a basketball game. International night. Something at your church. Sponsor an event. Go out and do a presentation at your church. There's so many people out there who need the help, but they don't know how to get the help. So if you are willing to go out in your community, present what you can do. And people can see sincerity. If you are sincerely out there to help, if the reason that you came into the private home care business is because you want to fill a gap, you want to bring relief to people, sure, you are going to make the money. But if it was just, I hate my job, I hate my boss, and I want to be my own boss, I'm sorry. Because once you get in and the going gets tough, you're going to want to pull out. So don't do that. And another thing, have a heart of service. Yes. Because whatever you're doing in this current job, I'm sorry, I gotta be honest. Whatever you're doing in the job that you're here right now, you are going to bring that into your own business. Whatever that mindset is, you are bringing it into your business. So you have to work on your mind. Whatever your hand finds to do, you should do it well. I have to put that in there because I'm a strong believer in God. Everything that we do, when you get up every morning and you're praying and you're asking God for direction and you say, I present my business before you. I want to go into this business. I want to do this. And then you give it to him, and then you bring a heart that you want to bless others. You want to add to somebody's life. You want to hire people. Frankly, you provide jobs to your community. Then you will see the blessing. You will see the open doors. You will see people coming. Sometimes I get people just come to us and I don't even know how, I have to say, how did you hear about us? When they call the office, my staff will ask, how did you hear about us? And they'll say, oh, so-and-so referred me to you. And then that's the magic. So go out and tell people what you're doing, what you're bringing to the table. Be sincere about it. That is for those who already got the permit. And be consistent. Be consistent. Even in your prayer life, we say pray without, that's what the Bible says, pray without ceasing. That transfers into your business, into your job. Do it. Be consistent at it. Let people know that you are consistent, that you are, you stay faithful to what you're doing. If you have a plan, and I tell you to have a plan, you must. In running a business, you cannot get up on Monday morning without a plan of how the week will go, because week goes by so fast. Years go by fast. Months go by fast. We're already in April. The second week is over. We're stepping into the third week. So if you were planning on owning a business this year, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, okay? This is your call. It is time. Do not procrastinate. If you already have a business and you don't have clients, tick tock, tick tock. This is your call. It is time for you to get that business moving. Turn the lights on. That's what I tell my clients. How do you turn the light on? in your business. Advertise. Get a Facebook page. Get on TikTok. You know, people are everywhere needing help. Social media is a thing now. That's why I'm here. Otherwise, I wouldn't be. When I started 10 years ago, social media wasn't a big deal. I didn't have to get on social media to talk to people or to get clients. But now, some people are on their phone. Many people are on their phone most of the time. And they maybe in their home needing help with their parents, with their children. And you know the good thing? Since the pandemic, if you own a private home care agency, I'm going to speak for Georgia and most other states, and you have a child, let's say you have a teenager who is wheelchair bound, maybe has cerebral palsy, or has a fragile child, right? That needs help, or an elderly person that needs help, your agency can actually hire a family member who is familiar with that person, that child, that individual, to care for them. So they make money that way. In essence, you know, some families, I know some mothers. Yesterday I met one of our new clients, our new patients. The mom called and she said, I haven't been able to work because she's constantly sick. We're constantly in and out of the hospital. No one is giving me a job. And I went to see them and I said, you know what? You actually qualify to work with us, for us, and care for your child and make money doing so. Wow. She was like, I didn't know that. So a lot of people in our community, in your community, that may not know this information. So you opening a home care agency is an opportunity to help other people too. You're helping them take care of their families. You're helping them have a life, some sort of normalcy. So when you go out to advertise, that is what you want to talk to people about in your community. You're providing jobs, you're providing help in caring for their children, in caring for their parents, for their loved ones who are unable to care for themselves. And for those who are having difficulty going out to get a job, boom, they can work for you and still care for their family members. It's a win-win. So send me a message. If this is what you want to do, send me a message. If you have a question for me, go ahead and ask. I came on here with the intention of giving information, answering questions, and letting you know what is available. So this is your wake-up call. If this was the year you wanted to start a business, you've heard about owning a private home care agency, the celebrities are owning one. Politicians are owning one. If there was no need for it, these people would not want to own it, right? Frankly, the healthcare business is booming. Home care agency business is booming because, sorry for the cliche, baby boomers, they're getting older. They're needing help. And then if you are brave enough, if you have the nursing background, you can step into the pediatric arena and actually do more clinical provide more clinical services. And again, it does not cost you head and tail to own. It does not, you may not ever need to take out a loan. So you use your home office as your office. That takes away some of that overhead cost of having to rent a space. I tell my clients, once you know that you have built to a certain level and you want to go out, then you can go out. But until then, use your home office as your office. Set up a space. And guess what? You can actually also write that off in taxes because that's a business expense. This space, this office that I'm using, again, I have my own office building, but I also have an office at home for the days when we don't go out, when I don't go to the office. Monday through Thursday, I'm in the office or I'm out seeing clients out in the community, and then I can always work from home, right? So use your home and get your LLC registered, and then, get your license from your county and let me know. And I will guide you after that through the process of getting the permit. I hold your hands and help you through the whole process. Hi, Sienna. Thank you. Oh, I love that. God bless you. Thank you. And you have a great week too. Thanks for the encouragement. This is my first live. I was almost having a nervous breakdown about doing a live. The encouragement helps a lot. Yes. So we're talking about business entrepreneurship. We're talking about, people who can start and own a home care agency. You don't have to be a physician. You don't have to be a nurse. You don't have to be a CNA, but any of these people can. If you're a CNA, you're a nurse, you're an NP, you're whatever, you are an entrepreneur at heart. You can do this, okay? So if you have questions, I am here to answer. Follow me, please, and click. Listen, I don't know the word people say. I've been going on other people's live trying to listen and learn, and I don't have a lot of time to do a lot of research. I am running the agency and also still seeing my patients every day. So my intention for coming on here is to provide information, because a lot of people call me. I had a friend call me last week and she said, how did you start? How did you know that this was what you wanted to do? How can I start? And I said, well, come on, let's talk. I started this 10 years ago, being a nurse for 20 something years. And then I started my home care agency after I worked for so many other home care agencies, the big home care agencies. And I saw a gap that I knew I could fill. And after a while, I worked at the children's hospital. And I realized there were so many kids who needed to go home. And some agencies wouldn't take them for, maybe fear, especially those kids with cardiac issues. That was kind of like where God had put me. That was my space. And so I went out, and I was a mom who had a child with medical issues. I am a mom of twin girls. I have 3 girls all total. And one of my twins had some issues at birth with breathing problems and all kinds of things. She was on a ventilator for a while. We had to feed her through an NG tube for a while. It was a journey. And I thought to myself, if this is me, I was already a nurse before I had the babies. So how is it that, it must be difficult for mothers who don't have the experience that I did. And so I knew that God had put me through that so that I can use my experience to help others. And that's what I've done for the past 10 years. And that is what I will continue to do. When the going gets tough, and it does, especially when pandemic hit, it was difficult. I know some agencies that were shutting down. But I knew that my children, I call them my children, the babies that we care for from 0 to 21 years of age, and then we graduate them to become adults. Those people, the families, the children, they needed us. And I'm so grateful that I have a team of nurses who felt the same way. So we persisted, we continued, and we made it out through the pandemic. Some agencies are still recovering, some have shut down, but we stayed the course because we knew that we had people who needed us. So that's the heart. And when you come and you approach someone with that, that sincerity, families can see it. If you are just here for the money, people can see it. So that's the difference between success and failure. In my opinion, there may be other variables, but sincerity is a good thing to bring to your business. Ethics, it's a good thing to bring to your business. Empathy is a good thing to bring to your business. If you are sincere, people can see that you are sincere with them, because families are going through so much. If you have a child with special needs, you really need help. If you have a parent that is going through something, you really need help. You don't want somebody coming in there messing with your family, messing with your parents. You don't want somebody who cannot see a human being for being a human being. You don't want somebody who sees only the dollar sign. You want somebody who has empathy to come into your home. So if you have that heart, and you've been hearing God in your mind saying, start a business, this is your wake-up call. This is your time. This is your day. And Vision Growers can guide you through it. So there's simple things you can do by yourself. Again, you don't have to pay for it. Getting an LLC, going through a business plan, getting 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 a business plan, get Go get it. Whatever state you're in, Google, go to your Secretary of State website and follow the simple steps to open and register your LLC. Once you do that, you will need an EIN too. That's your employee identification number. Go to the IRS website, fill the form out. Very simple. Take your time, fill those out, and get your EIN. Then go to your county. So those are three things I'm telling you. Then go to your county and get a business license. I know in the state of Georgia, the county might say before you get a county license, you've got to show them your permit first. Then tell them to give you the letter that says so, because you're going to need to submit that when you get your license. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. God bless you. Oh, I'm so grateful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Please follow too as you share. Thank you. You know, again, I keep telling people this is the first time I'm doing this, and I didn't even know I could talk for this long. And I'm still talking. I'm still providing the information. So the information is for those who want to start a business, especially a private home care agency business. I specialize in that. I own my own private home care agency. It's called Kind Touch Healthcare Services. I've done so for 10 years, and I worked for other agencies before I started mine. We're pretty successful. We own our own building. We have our, we've been helping other people, and we're getting ready to build a pediatric extended care facility. Pediatric is my thing. But we also do adults as well. So if you are in that process, you want to start a business, whatever business it is, you first of all need to register your company with the Secretary of State. Now, and I'm not a lawyer. I'm not telling you if it should be, an incorporation, it should be a limited liability, if it should be an S Corp. But I would hint you, an LLC is good, and then you can file it as an S Corp later on. Okay? Talk to your accountant. Find a good accountant. You will need one. So after you have registered, it may cost you about $100 to register with your Secretary of State. Then you are going to need an employee identification number that you can get from the website, from the IRS website. So just Google EIN number with the IRS. Do not pay somebody. These are ways for you to save money for the big thing. Right? You want to go into a business that does not cost you so much. A private home care agency is different from a home health care agency. We'll talk about that on the next live. What is the difference between a home health care agency and a private home care agency? Because I'm telling you, it costs nothing. It doesn't cost that much to open a private home care agency. But somebody else might come up and say, oh my God, I paid $50,000 to open my own home health agency. Well, that's a home health agency. Totally different ball game. And we'll talk about the difference when I come back on the next live, right? This is my first live. I love the encouragement. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate the encouragement. I've never done this before, and I'm just laughing at myself because, yes, I'm a professor as well, but I did not know I could talk for this long. Just looking at a video. And my time will be coming up soon because I have a community event to do. And that's another thing. If you own a private home care agency, sponsor a community event, okay? Go out there, spend your weekend out there. You cannot make your business work by sitting at home. Have a strategy. Clients cannot just come to you because you're cute and beautiful. I'm glad you are cute and beautiful, but you've got to put in some work. The difference between a succeeding business and a failing business is work, consistency. You don't go out today and then next week you give up. You don't say, I spent $50 this week in doing this advertisement and I didn't get a client, so next week I'm not going to spend. No, consistency. You find community events. You find different situations where there are people. You want to be where people are because that's where people are needing help. There are so many people in the community needing help. Whether you are looking for employees, you're looking for clients, go out in your community. I love my entrepreneurs, especially women. Bring that heart of service. Yes. If God had spoken it to you and told you this is the year, no, the heavens didn't open and you are, yeah, my child, you got to own a business. No. But that still small voice, you have something to offer, right? I'm not talking about because somebody else has done it, you want to do it too. No. You have something to bring to the space. You have something to offer your community. You have something. You want to see people progress. Now, that's you. You are that entrepreneur. Don't let this moment pass you by. This is God's way of saying, I know that you hurt me and I see your heart and I'm ready for you. So if someone told you you needed 50,000 to open a private home care agency, not true. There are some things that you can do on your own. So my consulting firm, where we help vision growers, we help people open their agencies. We do not charge head and tail, right? We guide you through the process. Some things, thank you, anointed woman. Thank you. Hi, baby. Thank you. I am doing well. Doing this live that I've never done before. Talking more than I have ever talked before, but trying to give information to help people. So I was saying, you don't need so much money to start a private home care agency. You don't need to be a nurse. You don't need to even be a CNA, but it helps if you are one. Right? Because if you are CNA and you want to start a home care agency, you will need a nurse. If you're just an entrepreneur trying to start a home care agency and you have a healthcare background, you still need a nurse. Hi, Mimi. How are you? Good to see you. Thank you. You are the one who encouraged me to first get on TikTok. Here I am on TikTok. And today is my first live. Really, I think a few weeks ago, I did a little sample just to see what could have been. But here we are. So good to see you, my love. God bless you. Thank you so much for the encouragement. Please share with people. There are so many people who need this information. And I was so upset when I heard a friend talk about she paid someone $250 to register her LLC. And then on top of that, she had to pay the $100 to the state. So $350 to open an LLC. Girl, you could have done it by yourself. That's what I told her. And so I'm giving you the instructions on how. Thank you, Mimi. Thank you for the encouragement. How you can do it. Go to your state Secretary of State website. Whichever state you are, just Google. Google is your friend today, but not for medical stuff. I tell people don't go to Dr. Google, but go to Google if you need information on getting to the Secretary of State website. Then pay attention. It just sit down, read the direction. It's very simple. It probably takes all of 20 minutes to get your information together and register your LLC. Once you've done that, the next thing I want you to do is go to the IRS website and get an EIN. It's done online. Pay attention, answer the question. There is a direction to follow. Follow that direction and go through it and then get your EIN for your business. These are simple things you don't need to pay anyone. Then go to your county of residence. So one, you've registered your LLC on the state Secretary of State website, whichever state you are. Two, you have gone to the IRS website and you register, you sign up, you follow the direction, and you've gotten your employer ID number. Yes, congratulations, you're on your way. So you got that. And you can print it out immediately. Once you've done it, you can print it online. They'll also mail you a copy, right? Download it. And then third, go to your county and get a license. Now, most counties will say, we need to see the permit that you already have a home care agency before they can give you your license. If they say so, ask them for the letter stating that they are not giving that to you until you get your permit, because you're going to need that to submit to the Department of Community Health or whichever department handles your permit in your state. Okay? Otherwise, you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. I hope that's how they say it. So you get those three things. Congratulations. You are now ready to apply for a permit. See how you saved yourself a lot of money? You only paid $100 to the Secretary of State. You pay $0 to IRS to get your EIN. And then you pay maybe $75 or $50, depending on your county, to get your county license. You did all that by yourself. See? You are smart. You are beautiful. No, they say you is smart. You is beautiful. All right. So you got those things together. Now you can come back to me and then I can guide you, because it's a lot of things. You're going to need background checks. This is where you actually need to pay someone. Oh my God. I didn't even know. Join my team. I guess I have a team. This just blows my mind. I don't know what to do, but it's happening. If I'm not speaking the right info, oh, thank you for sending me a heart, Mimi. Oh my goodness. If I'm not saying the right thing, y'all help me, because I don't know what I'm supposed to see. Like I said, I go to other people's live. I join other people's team. I give gifts and all of these, and I try to learn. But what I do know is I have information to give you, okay? So you've gotten your business registered. You've gotten your employer identification number. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And then you have also gotten the license from your county. And now you've come to Vision Growers, and we're going to hold your hands, and we're going to get you to do the background check that is required, because you have to have a background check. They're not just going to give a permit to someone who is not in the up and up, because individuals, lives are precious. You're going to send someone into their household, and we have to know that you are okay. If I'm going to leave my child with you, if I'm going to leave my parents with you, if I'm going to leave my husband or my wife's care to you, I have to make sure that you are okay, right? So the state is going to have you do a background check. Thank you for sharing. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. God bless you. Mimi, thank you. I love you, my sister. Thank you so much. And so, I think that's what they say. Tap, 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 and then follow. That's what they say. Because my plan is to help as many people to own their own businesses this year. Hey, Rosie. Hello. Thank you. And so if you have any question, be free to send me your questions or ask me here, and I'm going to answer it. So you see how simple it is, the steps, and you have to have a strategy, right? I am a very, what should I say? Some people would say OCD. I don't think so. I am very organized. I like for people, when you are going into something like this, have an organization, have a step, have a guideline on how things will go, and a timeline, because you don't just get up and start a business. There are steps by steps of things that you need to take. If you don't do that, you lose money. If you don't do that, you lose before you even begin. You want to win. I want you to win, right? So what I need you to do is do not pay someone to incorporate your business. You can do that yourself. Do not pay someone to get your employee identification number or EIN. You can do that yourself. Do not pay someone to get you your county license. You can do that by yourself. And in many states, you're going to need an NPI number. That's the fourth thing for the private home care agency. First one, you got yourself an incorporation, right? You registered, and I suggest an LLC. Now, disclaimer, I am not a lawyer. I have an LLC. LLC is pretty simple. Most people do that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Leah. Thank you. God bless you. So you get your business incorporated with the Secretary of State by yourself, because yes, you can do it. You can do it. Just sit down for a minute. Otherwise, you're going to spend so much money. This business does not take that much to open. Keep the money for when we need to submit the actual permit, right? So you've registered your LLC. You have gone through your Secretary of State website. You have gone to the IRS website. You have signed up, answered the question, follow the direction, and you got your EIN number. That is your employer identification number, right? That's how you're going to file your taxes. And get returns, and hopefully you're going to make so much money, and sometimes you're going to pay if you make a whole lot of money, but that's a good thing. Investors want to see that. Banks want to see you making money, and they give you more money, right? Nobody gives money to somebody without money. Unfortunately, that's how the economy works. That's how the world of business works. So you want to get your EIN, and then you want to head over to your county. Some counties, some states, you can do this online. In other places, you may just have to go. I think everybody's pretty much online now. You go there and you ask for a business. You apply for a business license. Now, they may stop you and say, no, we're not giving it to you until we see your actual permit. If they say so, ask for a letter from them, because you're going to need that letter to submit to your Department of Community Health or whichever department or state agency that is providing the private home care permit. Remember, we're talking private home care agency, not home health care agency. The two are similar but different. The home health care agency may cost you so much more to open, but guess what? You guys are still doing almost the same thing. We'll talk about that. The next live, we will just address the difference between a private home care and a home health care agency. You are welcome. You are welcome. Me and Ellie, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. So, business registered with the Secretary of State, EIN, you obtain that yourself without paying anyone any money. From the IRS website. 3, you've gone to your county and you've registered, you've gotten your license, your business license. 4, NPI number. Because if you're going to want to be a Medicaid, again, we'll talk about that. Medicare versus Medicaid. Home health versus private home care. If you want to get the Medicaid agency number, and I mean the Medicaid provider number, you want to provide. Thank you for that hint, Mimi. Thank you so much. We started this about 10 something, maybe 10 or 5 or so, because I was trying to figure out how to go live on my computer, and then I tried to download TikTok. And because my laptop is managed by our IT company, and everything about my job is on my laptop, they blocked me. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to use my phone, and it's working out well, I think. I guess I have to get another laptop for doing TikTok, because I understand patient information. We want to protect that. We don't want to mess with that. So they block me when I try to do some goofy things, and I appreciate them. Thank you, and shout out to Grace Computers. They keep Kind Touch Healthcare protected and safe, so I am grateful for them. All right, thank you. Okay, I love it. Thanks for the hint. My phone is the best. Okay, thank you. Oh my God, you are encouraging me so much. I wouldn't even be here, Mimi, if it wasn't for you. I would not do TikTok. I was running away and all of this. Hi, me and Ali. I am actually Nigerian, but I've lived in the US for over 30 years. I cannot lose that accent, that beautiful, beautiful accent. I went to school here, graduated here, got married, did all my stuff, have my children here, own the business here. So if you ask me, I'm from the state of Georgia. I can be from many places. The important thing is I have a business. Thank you. Thank you. I have information to share with you, and I have a heart to help you succeed. This year, my goal is to help as many people as I can to succeed, to help as many people as I can to open their own private home care agencies. And I want to get, or other business, right? With other business, I can guide you from, registering your incorporating your business, getting your EIN, getting your NPI number if you're coming into the healthcare business, getting your license from your county. Then after that, what business I don't know. But the business I know, you can wake me up from sleep. My eyes are closing and I'm like, private home care, this is what you do. I've owned it for 10 years. We are celebrating 10 years, 40 employees later. We are doing great. That is 40 active. I'm not talking about the inactive client, because if you know anything about home care, people come, people go, people come, people go. So in total, we probably have about 100 staff working for us. And that includes parents of our children, some of our kids. That includes family members who needed a job because, during the pandemic, a lot of people were losing their jobs. They were at home, nobody to come provide services. And so thank God they allowed us. Policy was made that allowed this to happen. And I think it's a win-win, right? It's a win-win situation because it allows family to make a living, especially those that have children with special needs. They can still make a living while they are still providing the services that they provide anyways to their children. And they don't have to call off work and say, I got to take my kid to a doctor's appointment, or I got to take my mom. All right, man. Thank you. So you can do a lot of things in order to attract clients. Some of your clients could also bring their family members on to be your employees as well. Thank you, everybody. I am just so appreciating these comments. We have a few minutes left. My live session is about to be over. I'm seeing something. It says drag a puzzle and put in here, and it's telling me I have 4 or 5 minutes left. I'm so grateful. If you have any further questions, go follow me, Dr. B. Please do. This helps me to provide more information. I am happy to help you because I feel like to whom much is given, much is expected. 10 years ago, I was looking for someone to hold my hands. It's making me emotional. I remember trying to ask people, can you just help me? It was like people were just close in. I'm making this money. Nobody else can make it. But then God gave me some wisdom and he guided me through. Yes, I paid for a consultant to help me. And I realized I needed that because the paperwork was so much. But there were things that I could have done myself. And I knew to do some, but some I didn't. So I'm telling you the things you could do yourself. And then after I opened the business, how do I get clients? I was blessed. And if my boss has come by this, she was a blessing to me too. After, that's what I'm saying. Don't just leave your job to open a business because you hate your boss or you hate your job. Have a purpose. Let your purpose be that you want to help. Let your purpose be that you want to enrich other people's lives. By doing that, blessings come to you. You add value to other people's lives and God will just open doors of blessings for you. And I am a strong believer in God. People can say whatever they may, but I know he exists. I see what he has done in my life, and I know he can do the same for you. Thank you. Life story book. I am doing well. My country have war from Russia, but I study English. Oh, I am so sorry to hear that. We're praying for you guys. That's the best I know how to do. And continue studying because the things you learn and you earn, nobody can ever take that away from you. All right. Thank you so much for joining my live. Thank you for the encouragement. We have a community food bank event today where we're giving out free groceries to the community here in Loganville, Georgia, where I live with my husband, who also pastors our church, which is Christ Faith Church North America. So I'm getting ready to go. And I want to say thank you once again. It's been almost an hour of being on here. So in the next 4 minutes, we're going away. So everybody's giving me direction. Mimi's telling me to do something. And I'm doing it because I don't know nothing about this. Thank you, everyone. So tap the screen for me and follow. Thank you so much. And please share with other people. Let them know that there is a place where they can get the information they need. Look, this is the year. This is your year. And in business, we count by quarters. The first quarter of the year is gone, which is January, February, March, first quarter. So we're into the next quarter. If your desire is to own a business, God is using me who don't know how to do a TikTok live, learning TikTok. and also to give you information. So come on, this is the year. Let's do it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. We can do it together. I am going to hold your hands through this process. The part that needs to be paid will be paid. But the things you can do on your own, I'm telling you, you can register by your own self. You incorporate your LLC, get your employee identification number, get your business license from your county. NPI may be a little tricky, but you can do it. And if there are people who need to know how to get that, I can give you that direction. So, I can't give you everything today. I got to keep you coming back for more. This is a place where you get information, where you get encouragement, where you get real, authentic information, okay? And you get encouragement to succeed. My job is to help you succeed because I have been blessed. I'm sharing the blessing. My prayer is always, God, make me a blessing. Help me to be a blessing. Oh my God, I just got some flowers from Mimi. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I don't even know what that means, but thank you for that. I'm sure you will tell me later what this does for me, but thank you so much. God bless you. So I am going to leave you guys in a few so that I can go and be a blessing in my community as well. Mimi, stop laughing at me. This is fun. This is so fun for me. It's fun at the same time, but I'm so happy that I'm able to give out information to people as well. So I don't know what it means to set a goal. I think in the next live that I come on, I will be able to do certain things like set a goal, blah, 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 because it says add live goal. I have no idea what that is. So hopefully I will get to know that in the next live. But join me the next live. I'm going to try to do a live as often as I can, perhaps on a Saturday like this until I figure out. Mimi will teach me all of this and she'll tell me what I need to do next and I will do it so that you can get the right information. God bless you. Love you. Love you. Have a wonderful week and see you next time. And now the question is, how do I get off live? How do I turn that off? I don't know these things. Oh, I see it. It says end now. Bye. God bless you all. Thank you.